DanielHPink, The Power of Regret, How Looking Backward Moves Us Forward. Are you missing out on the transformative power of regrets? The Power of Regret, How Looking Backward Moves Us Forward by DanielHPink turns conventional wisdom on its head and offers insights on how regret can lead to growth and positive change. This book's summary delves into the story of Alfred Nobel, whose legacy took a dramatic turn through the power of regret, and goes on to explore the prevalence and dangers of the no regrets mentality. Embrace this chance to discover the benefits of productive regret and learn strategies for turning negative experiences into stepping stones for a proactive, purposeful life.
Alfred Nobel's transformation. On an April morning in 1888, Alfred Nobel read his own obituary in the newspaper due to a mix-up with his older brother's death. The obituary painted him as a heartless inventor of explosives that fueled destruction. This provoked regret in Nobel, who used it as a catalyst for change. When Nobel died 8 years later, he left 94% of his wealth to establish the Nobel Prizes, awarded to individuals who greatly contribute to mankind in various fields. He became renowned for his philanthropy and legacy rather than his explosions and death. This snippet shows how regret can propel you to change and lead a more purposeful life. The power of productive regret. Regret is a common emotion, but it can be both unproductive and productive. While unproductive regret can paralyze, productive regret can catalyze. The difference is in how we choose to react to our regrets. Regret is a universal emotion that almost everyone experiences at some point in their lives. A survey conducted in the United States found that only 1% of respondents claimed to never feel regret. On the other hand, 82% of people said that they feel regretful on occasion, while 43% of people reported experiencing it frequently. As humans, we have the ability to revisit past events and imagine alternative outcomes, a process known as counterfactual thinking. This ability can be both a blessing and a curse, as it often leads to unproductive regret. A great example of unproductive regret is the story of Emma Johansson, a silver medalist in the 2016 Olympics. Despite her impressive achievement, her facial expression was flat, far from celebratory. This is because she could not help but imagine how things could have gone differently if only she had done something else. If only scenarios tormented her, such as if only she had trained harder, adjusted her breathing, or pushed a little harder. This kind of regret is paralyzing and unproductive. However, there is another kind of regret: productive regret. Productive regret can catalyze action. Nobel laureate Alfred Nobel is an excellent example of this. After reading his own obituary, which wrongly described him as the merchant of death, he could have easily spiraled into regretful counterfactual thinking. He could have asked himself questions such as, if only I had focused on a different invention instead of dynamite, or if only I could undo the destruction my creations have caused. However, instead of punishing himself with a flurry of, if only, yes, Alfred Nobel chose to use his regret to take action in the present and ensure that he would not accumulate more regrets in the future. This is a profound lesson that the author shares with the readers: unproductive regret paralyzes, productive regret catalyzes. In conclusion, regret is a double-edged sword that can either haunt us or fuel us, depending on how we choose to react. Unproductive regret torments us with, if only, yes, while productive regret empowers us to take action in the present and ensure a better future. The positive power of regret. We are living in a no regrets era where society has rejected negative emotions like regret, but this worldview is dangerous. Negative emotions are essential to human growth, and regret can help us learn and achieve our full potential. Our emotions are like stocks, and we need to invest across a portfolio of positive and negative emotions. Just like investing in only one or two stocks limits potential, denying ourselves negative emotions can limit our growth. Fear, disgust, and regret are negative emotions that have their place in our emotional portfolio. Living with and learning from regrets is a stepping stone to a proactive, productive, and purposeful life. No regrets simply means no growth, and that's the most regretful choice of all. Healthy regret investment. Learn how to healthily invest in regret with a simple 3-step process: undo it, at least it, and analyze and strategize. Regret is a universal experience, and we often struggle with how to handle it. But what if we could invest in our regret in a healthy way? According to this book, a 3-step process can help us do just that. The first step is to undo it. If you regret something you did to hurt someone else, take action to make it right. But what about regrets we can't undo? That's where step 2 comes in. At least it by finding the good that came out of the bad experience. This can help us see regrets in a new light and appreciate the positive outcomes that resulted. The final step is to analyze and strategize. This is where we can grow and learn from our regrets. By asking ourselves what lessons we can take away from our experiences, we can use our regret to make meaningful changes in our lives. Investing in regret may sound counterintuitive, but it can help us live more fully and grow as individuals. So why not give it a try? Use this 3-step process to handle regret in a healthy and productive way. The power of regret. Regret is a powerful force that can lead to growth and positive change. Through personal anecdotes and professional studies, this article highlights the benefits of using regret as a catalyst for a life well led. In 1988, a young American named Bruce sat on a train heading to Stockholm. On a whim, he struck up a conversation with a Belgian woman named Sandra who had just entered the train. Their chemistry was electric, but when Sandra announced she had to leave at the next stop, Bruce was faced with a life-changing decision. He ultimately chose not to get off the train with her, a decision he regretted for the rest of his life. While not all regrets carry such significance, they can be powerful catalysts for change. Instead of wallowing in regret, one can analyze and strategize a course of action for the future. For example, Abby Henderson regrets not taking advantage of spending time with her grandparents as a child but is now actively connecting with loved ones in the present to prevent future regrets. Regret can also have benefits in a professional context. A study conducted in 2022 showed that negotiators who regretted not making a higher offer spent more time preparing for future negotiations and ultimately secured better outcomes. Regret can thus emphasize the mistakes made in previous decisions and prevent similar blunders in the future. The bottom line is that recognizing poor decisions is critical for growth. Regret should not be viewed as a negative emotion but as a force of positive change. By investing in regret, one can lead a life well led and make better decisions in the future. So the next time you feel regret, use it as a catalyst for growth rather than a source of distress.
In conclusion, the power of regret, how looking backward moves us forward, challenges the notion that regret should be avoided at all costs. Instead, the book demonstrates how regret can become a catalyst for positive transformation, both in our personal and professional lives. By learning to undo, at least, and analyze and strategize, we can turn regret into a powerful force for growth and avoid making the same mistakes in the future. It turns out that embracing and learning from our regrets is essential for living a more authentic, purposeful, and fulfilling life. As DanielHPink shows, investing in regret can truly be a transformative choice that you won't regret.